morning, let the world slow down. Cove TV's on, feeling good all around. The sun's rising soft, casting gold on the sea. Cannabis clouds swirling, just you and me. Got the coffee brewed and the herb packed tight. A gentle breeze blowing, everything's right. We're taking it slow, no need to rush. Just a Sunday morning with a peaceful hush. Sunday morning slow jams on Cove TV. Waking and baking, feeling so free. Smooth jazz playing with an R&B groove. Cannabis dreams set the mood and soothe. Let the morning unfold, let the good vibes stay. Sunday morning slow jams, it's our getaway. Hammock swinging easy, palm tree sway. Smoking in the cove, watching worries drift away. With every soft hit, we're lifted high underneath the blue of the tropical sky. The saxophone's calling, the rhythm's just right. With Cove TV mornings, everything's light. From the sand to the sea, we're floating along. Sunday morning slow jams, where we all belong. Sunday morning slow jams on Cove TV. Waking and baking, feeling so free. Smooth jazz playing with an R&B groove. Cannabis dreams set the mood and soothe. Let the morning unfold, let the good vibes stay. Sunday morning slow jams, it's our getaway. The ocean's humming and the music's slow. With every little talk, let the moments flow. Cove TV's here to start the day right. Sunday morning slow jams, feeling so right. The morning slow jams on Cove TV. Waking and baking, feeling so free. Smooth jazz playing with an R&B groove. Cannabis dreams set the mood and soothe. Let the morning unfold, let the good vibes stay. Sunday morning slow jams, it's our getaway. So here's to Sunday, the Cove's soft embrace. Smoking and relaxing in our happy place. With cannabis love and the sunrise gleam. Sunday morning slow jams, living the dream.
Sun's rising, slow paint skies with gold. Coffee in hand, the stories unfold. This ain't just a show, it's where hearts align. A place to unwind, where peace we find. Cannabis drips on the morning breeze, bringing calm to the mind, setting souls at ease. Together we gather, no need to pretend. The Cove's where the day and good vibes begin. Come on in, let the love unfold.
Come on in, let it unfold.
In the warmth of community, hearts turn gold.
Hearts turn gold.
The Cove is more than a show on display.
More than a show.
It's a place to belong, where we start the day.
We start the day.
So rise with the sun, let the blessings flow.
Let it flow.
With coffee and peace, we let the spirit grow. Some come to laugh, some come to share. Every story told shows someone's care. We lift each other, hand in hand. Through life's storms, together we stand. The circle's wide, there's room for all. No judgment here, just love's gentle call. Every morning's a chance to reset, renew. To breathe, to heal, and see life through. Come on in, let the love unfold.
Come on in, let it unfold.
In the warmth of community, hearts turn gold.
Hearts turn gold.
The Cove is more than a show on display.
More than a show.
It's a place to belong, where we start the day.
We start the day.
So rise with the sun, let the blessings flow.
Let it flow.
With coffee and peace, we let the spirit grow. It's where hearts connect.
Hearts connect.
Where hope is planted and love takes effect.
Love takes effect.
A sacred space where kindness flows.
Kindness flows.
And every soul finds a place to grow.
Let's grow.
Come on in, let the love unfold.
Come on in, let it unfold.
In the warmth of community, hearts turn gold.
Hearts turn gold.
The Cove is more than a show on display.
More than a show.
It's a place to belong where we start the day.
We start the day.
So rise with the sun, let the blessings flow.
Let it flow.
With coffee and peace, we let the spirit grow.
Sunrise glow so gentle, bright. Coffee cup, my heart's delight. Cannabis mist in the air. Friends we share this morning fare. Tropical breeze whispers low. We sip slow, feel the flow. Hands we hold, a peaceful beat. Life is sweet where hearts do meet. Sunday morning, pure and free. Church bell rings in harmony. Coffee warm and glowing sun. Cannabis dreams, we've just begun. Gospel tunes we softly hum. Joyful hearts and beating drums. Tropical skies wide and grand. Together we all understand. Peaceful shorebirds take to flight. Nature paints a pure delight. Friends and laughter fill the space. In this soft and sacred place. Cannabis calm and subtle grace. Coffee warmth in our embrace. Hands circle dreams in morning light. Sunday sunrise pure and bright. Gospel tunes we softly hum. Church bell rings in harmony. Coffee warm and glowing sun. Cannabis dreams, we've just begun.
Sunday morn, the sky's so clear. The cove awakens, peace draws near. The herbs inhale, the day begins. Inhale the good, exhale your sins. The sunlight kisses every leaf. A gentle toke brings calm relief. Through every puff, the soul set free. Ganja embracing harmony. Inhale, exhale, amen, here we stand. With every puff we understand. The cove is calling, let peace begin. Inhale, exhale, amen, and breathe it in. Inhale, exhale, let joy unfold. Stories shared, connections bold. Lift each other, find strength again. Inhale, exhale, amen. The morning glow, soft waves roll by. In every breath we reach the sky. Sunday's a blessing, a gift to embrace. We slow things down, move at love's pace. Goals are passed with care, with trust. In the cove we do what we must. The herb unites as laughter flows. Through sacred clouds the spirit grows. Inhale, exhale, amen, here we stand. With every puff we understand. The cove is calling, let peace begin. Inhale, exhale, amen, and breathe it in. Inhale, exhale, let joy unfold. Stories shared, connections bold. Lift each other, find strength again. Inhale, exhale, amen. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, amen, here we stand. A Sunday morning wrapped in gold. With every toke, new stories told. The herb brings peace to hearts in need. A soulful moment, love's gentle creed. In the cove with ganja in hand. Together we rise, together we stand. No rush, no fear, just space to be. Inhale, exhale, serenity. Inhale, exhale, amen, here we stand. With every puff we understand. The cove is calling, let peace begin. Inhale, exhale, amen, and breathe it. Inhale, exhale, let joy unfold. Stories shared, connections bold. Lift each other, find strength again. Inhale, exhale, amen. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, amen, here we stand.
Good, wonderful Sunday morning, everybody. How is everybody's Sunday going? Good morning, Mr. Man-Bear. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Oh, gotta put something in there first.
Good morning, Nikki. How are you? Oh, got me good.
Good morning, Crystal. How are you doing on this fine Sunday?
Good morning, Amber. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday.
He's good. Good morning, Kay. Awesome to see you here.
What up, Scumpy Punks? How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful morning.
What's going on, Ashley Stevens? Always good to see you here.
Good morning, Ayla. How are you, dear? Hope you're having a wonderful morning. I love the Sunday morning music.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, Vicky. How are you?
Good mellow Sunday morning to you too, CJ. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Whew. How's everybody's Sunday going so far? It's been a super chillin' Sunday morning here.
Yeah. Coffee and
there.
cannabis.
Coffee and
It
cannabis.
was fine. Was that a boat, though, or is that actually the sun coming up? I think
it's the sun.
Is it?
I think it's the sun.
All right. Still a good view.
It's windy up there. Well,
Yeah.
not windy. I suppose breezy, but
Yeah.
it's
We're
Minnesota.
lucky. We're lucky we don't get a lot of wind. You know what I mean? Like, we don't really have a windy season or anything because of how we are in this mountain or whatever. Pretty much in a big crater of a mountain. We're in a bowl of a mountain.
In the bowl of a mountain.
In the bowl, yeah, right? I don't know. My town's
Um,
amazing. What is it? The
much
27th?
love to everybody who came out to the spectacular Saturday night last night. We really didn't know. We just knew it wasn't a 5-time Stone Roulette night, and so we just figured we'd do something fun. And until Facebook fucked with us, but I should have known. I was like, every time we play fucking Name That Tune, we always get fucked with.
You want to know what I bet what tune it was that I got dinged at before was actually Hotel California.
I am wondering if it wasn't Led Zeppelin's.
Oh yeah, they're pretty finicky on their music.
Because I looked over and nobody was commenting, and I looked at our numbers and all of our numbers were gone, and I was like, "Oh, thanks Facebook. Sure, we'll love to start a new one. I would love to." That was the actual. I was just thinking about doing that anyway.
Supertramp got us cut last time, didn't it?
Supertramp was the last one, so add Led Zeppelin to the list of shit we probably can't play anymore.
Yeah. And we should be able to play any remixes. Remixes should not get us dinged because it's not original. It's all like, diced up, sped up.
Knock on wood, the mashups are usually, we're all right.
Yeah, because they're so, a couple of them were pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, much love, you guys. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful morning. The morning views are better in fall and winter, right? Like the sun is super super early in the summer, and then by the time we get here, it's already like up and working already.
Well, you remember in the summer, it was still it was light out when I was coming out here at like 4:30, and you're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, man, we're that high up in the mountains, man.
Right? I need to get the FU Facebook button and the hashtag Let's Fucking Go. I found them yesterday. I got to get them put into the studio, but they're in your studio.
Yeah. Fuck you, Facebook. There you go.
Fuck you, Facebook. I love that one.
Yeah. I don't know why. Every time he plays Ding Hot Pockets, I laugh. I don't know what the fuck that is, man. It just makes me laugh so hard. I don't know why.
So Envy the Energy, he's a DJ. He was a DJ for WTHC Radio. He was the one that started that. Yeah, I don't know. He would just randomly Ding Hot Pockets, and it was funny. And so then I just kind of jacked that from him. And then, he went on to something else like that he joked about, and I took that joke. Good morning, Ma. How are you, dear? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday morning.
Yeah.
4 minutes out, everybody.
4 minutes out.
What's everybody got going on today? I would love. That's a good idea, Amber. Getting Cove TV shirts that say we're having a good time.
Yeah, yeah. And then on the back, Man-Bear's going down.
That's a different shirt.
I'm just saying it. I'm sorry. It's still funny, man. It is.
I love how like my brother, he likes the Cleveland Browns. He likes to fight for the underdogs, and so he's always like, Man-Bear's going up. Like
yeah.
But yeah, I got a few things to work on around here. I want to get some cables reran, and we went and got firewood yesterday, so I want to get a bunch of firewood stacked up in
nice
corner over yonder way. And good morning, Jimmy Stone. How are you, man? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday morning. 3 minutes out, everybody.
Yes. Trace minutes out.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun last night. I was so ripped by the end of the night, dude, playing dice and doing all the big ass nose dabs. And I finished up some work for some Turf Wars Halloween stuff that I'm trying to work with Europe on, and then made 2 sandwiches and went to bed. I've been diving into like the Victorian era. That's a very interesting era, dude. It's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah. Studied a little bit of it in school and stuff. That was history and law was one of those things I really gravitated towards during my later years in high school. Yeah. You start obtaining knowledge a little better, and then when you find something you're interested in, it just kind of starts sticking more, and then you look more into it and you're like, wow, that was really that fucking interesting.
Amber, do you mean like the make 7 Up Yours shirts? She's like just Man-Bear on the front and going down on the back with the bear and the hat. Yes.
Yeah. Anybody remember Fido Dido, the original 7-Up mascot? It was a black and white character with spiky hair. His name was Fido Dido. He was the original 7-Up mascot for commercials. 1 minute out, folks.
Oh man, we should do a company man one of these mornings of Snapple company. So Snapple owns, well, the company that owns Snapple owns like 70% of the soft drink industry.
Yeah.
They own like Cadbury's. They own like Nestle, whatever the fuck, however you say. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I know that like the company that owns Snapple owns a bunch of shit.
You know what'd be a good one to do? Arizona iced tea.
Arizona iced tea is a really good one. Fun fact, I've seen the one about Arizona iced tea. Fun fact, do you know why they print 99 cents on the can? So the vendors can't change the price.
Yeah. And you know that they're rich now, hey? Like the interview with him, he's like, yeah, we made money. He's like, I don't need to. He's like, I don't need to do anything. He's like, why
they
would
do
I?
not advertise. When was the last time you saw an Arizona iced tea commercial? It's because they don't exist. Happy 420, everybody.
That's right. That's right.
We'll go with... It's got to be a Chillin Sunday Morning 420 song, so we'll do...
Drifts in from the shore, a bowl in hand, life's an open door. With every puff, the good vibes grow like the sun rising, warm and slow. We gather together, light up with care. The Cove's our spot, no worries to spare. Laughter and love in each smoky line, sharing moments, feeling just fine. How sweet it is, sparking on wine, unwind, unwind, peace and fire. The day with the crew in tow, cold breeze, let it flow. From sunrise clouds to afternoon haze, haze and grace, sweet summer days. How sweet it is, how sweet we stay lifted every day. Pack a bowl, let the session begin. Inhale deep, feel the calm settle in. With every toke, the stress slips away. At the Cove, it's the perfect day. The ocean hums, waves kiss the sand. We're toasted and floating, everything's grand. Here with the crew, life's at ease, living the dream on this tropical breeze. How sweet it is, sparking on wine, unwind, unwind, peace and fire. The day with the crew in tow, cold breeze, let it flow. The sunrise clouds to afternoon haze, haze and grace, sweet summer days. How sweet it is, how sweet we stay lifted every day. Pack a bowl, let the session begin. Inhale deep, feel the calm settle in. With every toke, the stress slips away. At the Cove, it's the perfect day. The ocean hums, waves kiss the sand. We're toasted and floating, everything's grand. Here with the crew, life's at ease, living the dream on this tropical breeze. How sweet it is, sparking on wine, unwind, unwind, peace you'll find. Every day with the crew in tow, cold breeze, let it flow. From sunrise clouds to afternoon haze, haze and grace, sweet summer days. How sweet it is, how sweet we stay lifted every day. Peace in the air and we drift with ease. Oh yeah, oh sweet relief. Float through the Cove on a summer breeze. Good vibes in every draw, sharing the moment without a flaw. How sweet it is, sparking on wine, unwind, unwind, peace you'll find. Every day with the crew in tow, cold breeze, let it flow. The sunrise clouds to afternoon haze, haze and grace, sweet summer days. How sweet it is, how sweet we stay lifted every day.
Good morning, Deb. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday morning. All right, you guys notice every morning when we go to this camera, this fucking light is flashing? Every morning.
You think like it's just a bulb or...
Well, as I look at the picture, it definitely looks like it's the bulb. Because, I mean, look at the ground around it and everything is lighting up.
I want to know if there's any people around. I got questions. I'm just saying, like, why? So many whys in that? You know, like do they not notice when
mornings
it's
I'll have to text
flashing?
Darcy and tell Darcy, like, drive by the park See if the fucking light is just flashing like craziness.
Go fix it or tell somebody about it. 'Cause it's bugging the shit out. Now it's all I can see. I don't even see the rest of the picture.
Amber's out there with a flashlight. Fucking god damn it! Been doing this
Yeah.
for 4 days now. I don't know. I just noticed that the last few days. I'm like, every time we come to this camera and the park lights, that's the city park, Laverne City Park.
Yeah.
And there's a little road that goes all the way around it. That little road there goes all the way around it.
So
and that here is a community shed building where like it's like a community picnic building, but it's like a really nice enclosed one. It's got a big ass fireplace in it and shit.
yeah. So you ever seen those big power poles and stuff? They got light bulbs on them so planes don't crash into them. Real high poles, right? Do you know how much you get paid for installing one light bulb? Just guess.
Oh god, a lot.
Just
so much.
Like $20,000 for climbing up one pole and replacing one bulb.
There's a video that I watched, but I don't enjoy watching it, of a guy that climbs the KQAR. I could be wrong, but it's the tower in North Dakota. It is the tallest tower in the world.
Yeah.
And like, I'm fine. Heights don't bother me, but when you can see the curvature of the earth and the clouds in the horizon, that's too tall for me.
Yeah.
Yes, my ancient history is my jam. I don't know how well, like, maybe not so much ancient, but like
history.
The last 300 years, I love that shit. One second,
Yeah.
be right back.
I like when the streets were all brick and stuff like that, like when everything was super fashionable and everything was like, I don't know. Everything was before it changed to everyone having cars and everyone was still walking around and shit. When the very first cars were coming out, I love that time, man. Like,
yes, Amber. Yesterday, Yurt messaged me, and he when we were talking about last night's show, and he's like, "It's a party," and I'm like, "Oh, you motherfucker got that song stuck in my head." So that's why I played it last night.
Yeah, it's a party. Dude, how can you not get that song stuck in your head?
It's funny because like there's certain songs that remind me of the certain shows that we do. Like that one reminds me of the Europeanigans.
Yes.
And the Zed's Dead White Satin one that reminds me. Jeff found that song years and years and years ago, and I could be wrong, but I think I was the one that showed it to Europe. He was like, "Oh man, I need that," and then I saw it. Yeah. It's a great song.
Yeah, I've randomly found a lot of good music over the years and whatnot, just by like continually going to YouTube or accidentally typing in the wrong name and then something else comes up and you're like, fuck it, I'll check this out.
If you just like use like punctuation, if you just search punctuation on YouTube, don't do that. But you can find some crazy shit that shouldn't be on YouTube.
Oh yeah, definitely. I found a song that I tried to make a reel with, and the first or third line was "damn son," and I was like, "Come on, work," and it wouldn't work. I just couldn't get the damn sun to come in clear, and I was like, "No, that would have been perfect."
There's a guy, I think it's his name's Patrick CC. He does a deep dive into music key type shit, and he did a deep dive into finding the original voice of the damn son, and because everybody thinks it's McLovin, and it's not.
McLovin. No.
And it's he did end up finding him, and he was from the southeast or whatever, and he was just hanging out with some people, and somebody said something, he was like, "Damn son," and then somebody heard that and was like, "Bro, I need that."
Yeah,
and he's the guy that does like the real trap music. I don't know.
Yeah. Tell your boys. I love Yeah.
And that dude made so much money. Do you remember the homeless guy that be the radio with the golden voice homeless guy? The news found him one day, and everybody was like, "Holy shit, you should be in fucking radio." And he's like, "Well, I used to be in radio."
Fuck, I can't remember. But you know what I did see that was really cool, kind of changing it? If you guys know who, I'm going to get her name wrong. I want to say Haley Williams was doing a big show, this musical artist, and she did the...
Oh, wait, never mind. That's not Eminem's daughter. Keep going.
No, this is a singer. I don't know what band, but she did the Freddie Mercury warm-up. If you know what the Freddie Mercury, where he got the whole stadium to go, like she did that in tribute to him at her last show. And I'm sorry, that's amazing, because when Freddie Mercury got like 70,000 people to warm up their voice with him, that was so beautiful, man.
He is passed away, correct?
Yes.
Yep. I thought so.
He died of AIDS, I believe.
Like probably before I was born, or in the 90s?
Maybe before you're born. I'd have to check. I don't know.
Okay.
But probably, yeah.
I figured. I just truly didn't know. Fucking A. I just found out Jerry Springer is dead, bro. I'm still trying to process that.
Yeah, dude, that one hit hard. That one's gonna hit as hard as when Maury goes. Maury Povich still alive, right, man?
Okay, so we're talking about all them like show people. Probably the one that's gonna hit the most has got to be Steve Harvey.
All right, how about this? I'll hit you with Geraldo Rivera. Still alive. Still alive, though. He's still alive.
19. Okay, thank you, Ashley. Yeah, I wasn't sure. So yeah, I would have had no idea. I would have been 1 year old.
Damn, yeah.
Or 24 months, as some people say. I don't fucking know. Wait, that's 2 years. 1 year is 12 months old. Leave me alone.
Have you
Damn. Okay, 11, 24, 91. I would have been like 1.5 years old. Or 16 months, as some people say. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I was like 8. So
why is it? Or like, I get the whole like, it's because how, but like, why the weeks and the trimesters and shit? Just like, can't you just say how many fucking months you've been pregnant?
Like, because I can explain that because there's different things that happen during the different
stages.
That's the only reason. So that it's more medical. It's
that's kind of what I figured. But it's like those are the 3 big stages of baby development. I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, yeah, like first, second, third, like first trimester is like just the beginning. Second's like go, and then third trimester is the real test for parents and stuff because you got to keep that mama healthy. You got to keep baby healthy. It's not easy, man. You become a doctor once you get pregnant. Like you and your girlfriend get pregnant, you become a doctor.
I want to say she probably becomes the doctor. You're more of the fucking RA.
Oh, no. I become a doctor too because I got to know. Well, you have to know signs of when something goes wrong with her. And because she's pregnant, if she's 6-7 months pregnant, she's not running to the hospital. She's not doing anything in speed. Like you're helping her do almost everything.
She ain't running nowhere. She doing
That's
nothing.
What I mean. Like we lived at the top of a hill and I would walk behind her because we had to walk up the hill and she was pregnant. Yes, absolutely. I would.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, and that was with our first child. We didn't live where it was so hilly for the other 2.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all new to me. I don't know nothing about any of it.
You know what I am interested in is the documentary on the end of Sum 41. It's actually really good. I started watching it a little bit. The lead singer just kind of wanted to go in his own direction, and they felt the weirdness coming, and they knew like something like they knew he was going to be like, "Hey, man, it's time." He wanted to go a different direction or whatever. I love Sum 41. I've always listened to Sum 41 since they came out. Makes No Difference was my favorite one, and their alter ego metal band was so cool. How they did like an alter ego hair metal band. That's just come on. Even just attempting it's a good, way to go, guys.
I haven't seen I mean, I'd say good, but like I just haven't seen a music documentary type deal in a long while.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of like YouTube how-tos and shit like that. Like I was just watching one the other night on how to play different instruments on piano to make them sound like they are actually being played.
Nice.
That's cool.
So
because when you play a chord on a fucking piano, you can push all the buttons at the same time. You play a chord on a guitar, you don't push all the strings at the same time. You know what I mean? Like it's a strum, and so you have to be able to. Yeah, it's
guitar is
interesting. Or
agreed.
He was playing the marimba, and he was doing like the wicked bro because like the double mallets on the piano, that was cool.
Yeah. I wish I learned how to play piano along with learning how to play guitar. I wish I had picked up the bass a little bit, which I could probably play the bass a little bit now just from my guitar knowledge. Because no offense, it's not that bass is easy, but it's a segue from guitar to bass because you have like 2 less strings and you're playing the bass line. You're playing the bass line of the songs. You know what I mean? So it's pretty monotone and most of it. But yeah, that's what I liked about Prince too. He was so musical. Prince was just amazing artist. Like, yeah, I loved him.
Well, like when I'm making music shit, usually like the bass line, like because I work with a lot of MIDI files, and like you can do crazy shit with MIDI files, and you can edit the notes and all that shit. And so like I'll take a chord progression and bring it in, and then literally I'll just delete everything except for the bottom notes from that chord progression. And there's your bass line.
Yeah.
And then you just do a little but that's a whole nother. We'll dive into that in another show.
Yeah, but we can't. It's just like not everybody can do it, no matter what programs you have. Like I've listened to your music for at least almost a year now.
I credit so much, and like I am not no music theory expert or anything like that, but like I can't read sheet music, and I can't play like I can fucking ditty around on a piano, but like I can't play like chords and bullshits like that. But it's just kind of knowing how like keys that work with each other, like melodies and harmonization, and like there's so much music theory that goes into it. It's just amazing.
That's what I was gonna say. Is you know a lot about music theory, which is, and I'm not saying just as good, but it is, a really good thing if you're not.
It makes a difference because like it helps you create a song that not only like sounds good, but like it hits the ear right.
Yeah,
does that make sense? You know what I mean?
I really loved that when I was learning how to play guitar in high school. One of the first guys we learned about was B.B. King. And I love the B.B. King story. His guitar, Lucille, like he named his guitar. It was such a part of him.
One of the most amazing albums, I think, that like, if you really like, sit down and listen to and dive into like the actual instrumentation and the music behind it and everything like that, is Miles Davis's Bitches Brew album.
Okay.
It's amazing. That album is ridiculous, and that dude is a ridiculous musician.
I feel like that about some hip hop artists that do, like, I really feel like that about some of Redman's not so popular songs. Like he's got this Muddy Water mixtape one that's just, some of his freestyles in it are just so, I love how he's funny but serious but gangster. You know what I mean? Like he said stuff that would make you laugh, but then also think. You're like, oh, that's funny, but oh, that makes sense. Oh, that's gang. You know what I mean? Like it keeps making it up and down. I don't know. I really love Meth and Mad Redman. They're great.
Should we do another Sunday morning song?
Yeah, we could do that. I'm down.
All right, let's go with a oldie but a goodie. We'll go with this one.
Golden sun, rise up slow. Coffee steam in the glow. Cannabis in the haze. Start our tropic days. Morning dew on the leaves. Coconut breeze in the trees. Roasting beans, smooth and dark. Lighting up a morning spark. Coffee cup to lips so high. Cannabis under azure sky. Warmth in every single ray. Tropic love in morning play. Birds sing a tender tune. In the light of early June. Cannabis leaves sway in mild. Coffee aroma running wild. Percussion rhythm so sweet. Sand warm beneath our feet. Cannabis whispers in the air. Coffee heartbeat softly share. Coffee cup to lips so high. Cannabis under azure sky. Warmth in every single ray. Tropic love in morning play. Percussion rhythm so sweet. Sand warm beneath our feet. Cannabis whispers in the air. Coffee heartbeat softly share. Coffee cup to lips so high. Cannabis under azure sky. Warmth in every single ray. Tropic love in morning play.
Good morning, Smoker. How you doing, man? Hope you're having a wonderful morning, brother.
What up, Smoke?
Yes, Amber, I love the didgeridoo. Well, I guess, man, it makes such a big difference on, like, what's the point of the instrument in the song? Like, what is its place? So I'm sure people who've listened to a lot of my music know that, like, I love a good bass line, bass guitar, but, man, if you can get a good baritone sax, hit those low notes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good bass line. That boom, 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 boom. I'm done.
Speaking of didgeridoo, you like beatboxing. I know I like beatboxing. There's a guy, an English guy named David Crow, who beatboxes a didgeridoo. He does didgeridoo in his beatboxing. He'll be beatboxing, then he'll be like, he does all these really cool, like, I don't know what he does. He has these moves, but he makes noise for them, you know? Like, he's like, it makes all these cool noises while he's moving his hands, and then goes right into the didgeridoo. He does the didgeridoo, pulls out a harmonica, and then, like, beatboxes through the harmonica, the didgeridoo. Like, it's such a cool set he does.
The first guy I ever saw that did that was fucking Peter. Damn it, I can't believe. Give me 1 second. It's right here.
I just like the David Crow one because in the middle of him doing a set, these guys are rolling by, like, playing hip hop, and so he just stops and he's like, "That's much better than my shit."
Greg Patillo is his name, and he has the beatbox flute. And this dude is ridiculous. We can't show much of this, but we'll show some of it.
Yeah. The other one's a Indian guy from Britain's Got Talent, beatboxer. I'm sorry, I love it, but there's so much spit on that flute. He is just giving it. He is literally making out with that flute in a good way.
What up, Tedibles? Have you ever heard of anime music?
No.
Okay, let me see if I can find a good one here.
But yeah, definitely check out David Crow. He's an incredible beatboxer. It's because he does the noises that you wouldn't normally hear a beatboxer using, and then he uses them so well. Like, yeah, and it's all voice. It's all his own voice. Just David Crow. Go check him out too. He's absolutely amazing. The one I'm talking about, he's wearing a green sweater. Yeah. He's on the street corners of London just doing a didgeridoo beatbox set. And then, dude, he pulls out a harmonica, right? Well, like just like the guy we were watching doing the flute and beatboxing, he starts beatboxing while playing the harmonica. So he's beatboxing with the harmonica going off. I'm like, oh, fuck. He like breaks it down with the harmonica going off. And you're just like, you can't help but just start, yeah, man. Like,
so this is a crazy computer program that takes MIDI files like I was talking about, and this is an old ass program that these dudes put a bunch of work into. This is from like early 2000s. So like that's like when computers were like really hard to work with and shit like that.
yeah.
But this is wild. This is one of my favorite ones. Here we go, everybody. And we'll do our morning or our This Ain't History here shortly. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Sunday morning.
Sunday. Chill.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
It reminds me of those animations where the balls would start falling onto the shapes and it would make sounds to make a song. It was
This
like
one is my all-time favorite, bro. This is kind of probably similar to what you're talking about.
Yep, this is exactly what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
this is my favorite. This is an animusic.
Yeah, okay, now I know what you're talking about. Yes. Dude, I've been watching this since like late 80s, I think. For real. There was shit like this in the 90s.
Good morning, Mindy.
Yeah, I remember those. You couldn't help but stare at them. If you're a person seen those come on and change them, I don't like you, man. Something wrong with you, man. That was something you just watched. And you're like, yes,
They're
yes.
so good, dude. There's so many of them.
Oh yeah.
Dope. Okay, now we'll do a song and then we'll start our morning, this day in history.
Vicky.
The morning's here with skies so clear, a new beginning, no room for fear. Coffee steams and the breeze rolls in this space let our joy begin. Cannabis flows like a sweet refrain, easing our hearts, soothing our strain. We rise together, no soul alone, in the cove where peace has grown. Lifted by the light we rise and shine. Shine up, shine bright. A brand new day where love's divine. With friends at your side, right here by your side. We walk this path with joy as our guide. Oh joy, let it ride. The cove's a home where kindness lives, a place where every heart forgives. The brass calls out like a morning breeze, harmonies drift through the swaying trees. Cannabis lifts us smooth as the sea, setting us free, just you and me. With every sip, with every laugh, we find our way on this morning's path. Lifted by the light we rise and shine. Shine up, shine bright. A brand new day where love's divine. Ooh, love's divine. Coffee and peace with friends at your side, right here by your side. We walk this path with joy as our guide. Oh joy, let it ride. Let's share this flow. Light our way on this morning's road. Together we rise, hearts open wide. Peace and love with the sun as our guide. Peace and sunshine. Lifted by the light we rise and shine. Shine up, shine bright. A brand new day where love's divine. Friends at your side, right here by your side. We walk this path with joy as our guide. Oh joy, let it ride. So gather around, let the spirit glow. So let it glow. Together we rise, together we grow.
Good morning, Lynn. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, amazing Sunday morning. It's fucking the end of October pretty much already. That's crazy. All right, here we go, everybody. This day in history, October 27.
Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for October 27th. October 27th is the 300th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 301st in leap years, with 65 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is starstruck. Starstruck is an adjective that means particularly taken with celebrities, such as movie stars or music performers, or even someone knowledgeable or influential in a field of knowledge or study. For example, she stared at him in starstruck awe. Or, I know she's famous, but try not to act all starstruck when you meet her. I know we were a bit starstruck when we got to meet a certain author who wrote extensively in a field that we're interested in at the Bowers household. I'm happy to report that that author was just as regular a guy as you'd ever care to meet, which deepened our fandom even further. Starstruck is kind of related to smitten as an adjective, one meaning of which is deeply affected with or struck by strong feelings of attraction, affection, or infatuation. Except that in the case of starstruck, one is smitten by the star. First known use of the word starstruck is 1938. Starstruck. Today's word starstruck was suggested by viewer Easy9 over on Odyssey. Thank you, Easy9. And if you have a word you'd like us to explore in this Word of the Day segment, drop it in the comments wherever you're watching from, and we'll take a look at it. And with that, October 27th in the year 312 is the date given that Constantine is said to have received his famous vision of the cross. There are at least a couple of versions of the event, but the gist of it seems to be that he and his men were getting ready for battle, and he, Constantine, looked up to the sun and saw a cross of light above it with a message that said something to the effect of, "Through this sign you shall conquer." He wondered about that, and then that night he had a dream in which Christ explained to him that he should use this sign against his enemies. It's my understanding that the symbol that Constantine used was the Chi-Rho sign, which looks like a capital P with an X on it, where the vertical stroke of the P intersects with the X. Now, I don't know for sure about that message that said, "Through this sign you shall conquer," but I can tell you that some of the sundog formations that we occasionally see can be pretty dramatic in appearance. Sometimes also called a mock sun or parhelion, not to be confused with perihelion. A parhelion or sundog is an atmospheric optical phenomenon that typically consists of bright spots and partial or full halos. This visual effect is caused by the refraction of sunlight by ice crystals in the atmosphere. Now, I'm not saying Constantine didn't see what he saw. I'm just saying it could have been a fortuitous sundog. Whatever it was, coupled with the dream he had, it gave him enough confidence to go forward and change history. This is the birthday of 26th President of the United States, Theodore Roosevelt, born October 27, 1858. For as robust and active as he was, it's a little surprising to learn that he had been a sickly child with asthma growing up. He was occasionally plagued with asthmatic breathing problems throughout the rest of his life, but he embraced a strenuous lifestyle to overcome those health issues, and I'd say it appears to have worked pretty well. He died in his sleep in 1919 at the age of 60. And Woodrow Wilson's Vice President Thomas R. Marshall said that death had to take Roosevelt sleeping, for if he had been awake, there would have been a fight. I think that sounds about right. This is the birthday of Alfred Paul Murrah, born October 27, 1904. If that name tickles a sense of familiarity in the back of your mind, you might be thinking of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City that was named after him. He was born in Tishomingo, which was in Indian Territory at the time, and is now the county seat of Johnson County in the southern part of Oklahoma. Mr. Murrah studied law, became a lawyer, and practiced law in Oklahoma City and Seminole there in Oklahoma. He was nominated for and confirmed as a district court judge in 1937, where he served for 3 years before being elevated to the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals in 1940. He continued to serve in one capacity or another until his death in 1975 at the age of 71. The Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building was built in the mid-70s, opened in March of 1977, and housed office space for the Social Security Administration, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, the Secret Service, the Drug Enforcement Administration, also known as DEA, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, also known as ATF, some military recruiting offices, and a few other things, including a daycare center. That said, you may have heard of the bombing of the Murrah Building carried out by Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols in 1995. We've certainly talked about it here more than once. 168 killed, hundreds more injured. But did you know that there was also a previous plot to bomb the Murrah Building? Back in 1983, a Christian militia group plotted to bomb the building, only instead of simple explosives, they were planning to use rockets of some sort. One of those went off in a member's hands, and they took it as a divine intervention and called off the attack. Interesting, okay, but wait till you hear this. One of the members of that group was convicted of a murder in an unrelated case up in Arkansas and was executed for that murder conviction on April 19th, 1995, same day as the Murrah bombing. Isn't that bizarre? After the bombing, they opted not to rebuild that federal building, but built the Oklahoma City National Memorial in its place instead. If you ever find yourself in Oklahoma City, you ought to think about giving yourself time to go see that memorial where once stood a federal office building named after Alfred P. Murrah. Now, here's another day that I talked a lot about a few things. So if you'd like to see some other things I've mentioned for October 27th in the past, I'll leave a link for you. And remember that in the next couple days over the weekend, we're going to have reruns for October 28 and 29. We'll be back with another fresh new episode on Monday. Today's song is I Just Called to Say I Love You by Stevie Wonder. This sweet ballad was written, performed, and produced by Stevie Wonder. Released in 1984, it was released as the lead single from the soundtrack for a movie called The Woman in Red. Some of Wonder's former writing partners claimed that they had written the song years earlier, and the case went to court. The jury sided with Stevie Wonder. I Just Called to Say I Love You hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in October of 1984, where we find it beginning the third of 3 weeks in that position. I Just Called to Say I Love You by Stevie Wonder. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description.
Yes, please give Vicky Bowers a like, a subscribe. She is fucking awesome. I love This Day in History. That's such a great fucking song. What up, John Gideon? Johnny Five, how you doing, man?
How's it going, Johnny Five? That sunrise is popping, man.
It's trying, bro.
It's trying.
Sunrise is dope, as Dr. K would say.
I love that view. It reminds me of one of the rivers we have here. We have 2 rivers running through the town. We have the Quesnel River and we have the Fraser River. Yeah.
What up, Alicia? How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful morning. All right, we'll play another song and then we'll do our morning speaker. Let's go with this one.
Waking up slow with the sunrise glow. You and me together is the way to go. The world's still asleep, but we're wide awake. Coffee on the brew and a bowl to bake. Cove TV's on, playing soft and sweet. Cannabis in the air, making life complete. We're chilling on the couch, no rush, no plans. Just the sunrise, you, me, and our favorite strands. It's you, me, and the sunrise. The perfect kind of day. With every little moment, I just wanna stay. Cannabis kisses in the morning, soft light. Wake and bake love, everything feels right. Cove TV on, we're lost in the time. Just you, me, and the sunrise. Everything's divine. The sky's painted gold as we light it up. With every little puff, I can't get enough. You smile at me and the world's okay. In this quiet little corner, let's just drift away. Cannabis whispers, gentle and free. It's the language of love, just you and me. Cove TV's vibing, playing all our jams. We're lost in the moment with no other plans. It's you, me, and the sunrise. The perfect kind of day. With every little moment, I just wanna stay. Cannabis kisses in the morning, soft light. Wake and bake love, everything feels right. Cove TV on, we're lost in the time. Just you, me, and the sunrise. Everything's divine. We're caught in the sunrise, wrapped in the gold. With every little puff, I can't get enough. Cannabis dreams and Cove TV's too. Just you, me, and the morning's blue. No rush, no hurry, no clocks inside. Just you, me, and the sunrise light. It's you, me, and the sunrise. A perfect kind of day. With every little moment, I just wanna stay. Just canvas kisses in the morning, soft light. Wake and bake love, everything feels right. Cove TV on, we're lost in the time. Just you, me, and the sunrise. Everything's divine. As the sun climbs higher and the world wakes up slow. We're here together, just letting it flow. Cannabis Cove in a love so true. You, me, and the sunrise, just me and you.
Good morning, Erica. Good morning, Kimmy. How are you guys? I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Bro, John, that's dope. You get ta-da for show, bro.
Nice.
That's dope, man. Congratulations.
That's number 2, right? I'm pretty sure that's number 2 for John. I'm on number 3. He's 12. It's been a few years. Kids are great.
All right, let's do a Dr. K this morning. And I'm going to say it now instead of always fucking pausing it and telling you things. He always usually starts out on like some of these by reading a Reddit post. And then he'll go dive into it. I wish they'd clean this fucking camera. It's just like, it's terrible. Let's see if I can find a good one. But, all right, here we go. Our Cove TV morning speaker. I lied. Hold on 1 second. I'm not ready. I thought I was ready. I'm almost. Okay. Sorry.
The mind tells you not today, not today, not now, not now. We'll do it tomorrow. Here are all the 1,000 reasons. You're not ready yet. You could fail. It may not be good enough. Dr. K, what do you do on days when you cannot seem to focus on the things that you need to do? When do you just consider the day a write-off? Why does this happen seemingly with no explanation? Hey all, I have to write this article for a website and cannot for the life of me seem to focus today. All I have to do is edit it and change a few minor things, but no matter how many times I sit down to do it, I just can't focus. I've done a number of things in an attempt to take my mind off it. Changed my surroundings, sat in different places, ran some errands, cleaned the bathroom, did the dishes, mopped the floor, went for a walk. Now it's late afternoon and I'm once again trying again, but still with no luck. Look, this person is unlucky, right? So I'm wondering, at what point do you consider the day a write-off? How do you stop from judging yourself harshly for not working on whatever you needed to, even though you gave it an honest try? Why are some days like this? It's a great post. Fantastic post. So sometimes you got to get some work done. I really got to get this work done. And you try to get the work done and you just can't seem to focus on it. You sit down to do the work needs to be done. And your mind is like, sorry, bro, not just going to do it today. Or sorry, girl, not going to do it today. I just can't focus. So then you're like, well, crap. Okay, I just can't focus today. So do I take an L? Do I just say to myself, okay, this day is lost, I'm screwed. Okay, I'm just not. It just ain't happening today because my mind ain't gonna do it. Right? It's kind of weird. Then the other problem is that you really got to do the work, and you know that you sometimes can do the work. Sometimes when you sit down, your mind is willing to do the work. But today is an unlucky day. Because that's what happens, right? It's RNG. It's some days the mind is yeah, okay, I'll do it. Other days it's no matter what you can do, or whatever you need to do, your mind is yeah, it just ain't going to happen today. And so the other thing that happens is like on those kinds of days, it's like, okay, like I don't want to waste the day. So what am I going to do? I'm going to be productive today. Even if I can't do it, I'm going to try to change. I'm going to run some errands. I'm going to clean the bathroom, do the dishes, mop the floor, went for a walk. Right? I'm going to do all the right things. Now it's late afternoon. I'm trying again. No luck. Because that's what's supposed to work, right? I'm supposed to help if I clean things for a little bit, then my mind will focus. It's really confusing. Because our mind doesn't do what we want it to do. And then comes this whole thing about like, do I accept that today is a loss? Because then it's like you get in this really tricky sort of situation where it's like, do you beat yourself up for not being able to focus? Or do you go down this new age, like positive emotion, like acceptance? Like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. You couldn't just work today. You did your best, but you did the best. It just didn't work out. You're unlucky. It's not your fault.
Good morning, Cody. How are you, man? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday morning. We're just hanging out doing our Cove TV Morning Speaker.
Don't worry about it. Love yourself. Accept yourself. Don't beat yourself up because you couldn't write the article that you need to write. It's like, wait a second. Do I just accept this? Do I keep trying? Do I beat myself up? Do I accept? Is it toxic if I like beat myself up and like give myself a swift kick in the butt and make myself sit down and buckle down and work? Or do I accept that this is an L today and I'm not going to do anything? And do I practice self-love and self-compassion? And then tomorrow, like, what if it doesn't happen again? And do I self-love more? Do I need more of a hug? Like, how much self-love and cleaning and other kinds of distracting crap that is productive, right? Because we don't want to waste the day, because if we waste the day, then we'll beat ourselves up and we'll feel guilty. We don't want to do that. So like, what do you do? Like, if you sit down and your mind doesn't want to do what you tell it to do, like, what do you do? Do you self-love? Do you hope for better luck tomorrow? Because that's what we end up doing, right? We just try again tomorrow and hope that things work out. So we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to teach y'all what to do with your mind. Because the thing is, the mind doesn't want to do the work. And when your mind doesn't want to do the work, what do you do about that? So let's understand a couple of basic things. Let's talk about human performance for a moment. So you've written an article before. You know how to write the article. And yet your individual performance at writing the article is highly variable. So we have this assumption that performance correlates with like knowledge or expertise. So this is a conversation that I have with people that I work with in finance. So a couple of years ago, I was working for a distressed investing private equity fund. So this was a group of people who essentially take failing companies and try to figure out, okay, which of these failing companies are actually like have the potential to be very successful if we change management or if we do things like that, and which of these companies are actually crap, right? So they're basically like the dumpster divers of finance, where sometimes there's like really good stuff in there that due to market forces or mismanagement or whatever, like it is crap. And it's really interesting, right? Because what these people are essentially doing is investing in failed businesses. So the dumpster divers of finance in a good way. And the cool thing is that like on a given day, like if they make the right choice, they can make a ton of money, because there's actually like a really good company out there that just got unlucky, but they really could provide a lot of value and things like that. And if you make the right choice, it's like you make a ton of money. So it was, they were doing really well, actually. And so as we were talking about, it's like, how do you know which ones to invest in? So that you can talk about analytics and number crunching and all this kind of stuff. And like they use all those kinds of tools. But at the end of the day, it's kind of RNG. I mean, it's not truly RNG, but there's some things just align within you. And what I really found when I was working with these people is that they sort of like, it was like highly variable depending on how their brain is working that day. So if their brain was working really, really well, they would be able to see the pattern, right? They were able to see the forest instead of the trees because the analytics are all the trees. You can crunch the numbers. I do my diligence for all 10 of these companies, but then something about my brain and pattern recognition just clicks and I'm able to see it. So the issue became about not being more experienced or being more knowledgeable, but understanding how to achieve a certain state of mind and controlling the mind to get it to do what you want it to do. The other place that we see this is in esports. And not even esports, just playing video games. So theoretically, when I work with an esports professional, every game they play, they have more knowledge than the game before. Theoretically, every game they play, they should be getting better, right? Because you've played one additional game. But what we tend to find is that performance is wildly variable. So what determines whether you're going to play well that day or whether you're going to play poorly that day? You don't have to be a professional. You can play Dota, League of Legends, CSGO, Valorant, like whatever you want. Fortnite, PUBG, Vampire Survivors, whatever you want. And what you'll tend to find is that theoretically you should be getting better every day. But what we tend to see is people are hard stuck at their rank for like a decade. And on some days they play well, and on some days they play poorly. The problem is that they don't know how to cultivate the right kind of day. They don't know how to cultivate the right kind of mind. So what we're going to talk about is how to train your mind to focus. We're going to go to the heart of it, the crux of it. So we have a whole guide about ADHD and how to do stuff, where we talk about all these different complex factors. We talk about environment. We talk about the neuroscientific effects of cleaning your bathroom. We talk about things like prioritization and organization. And we talk about all sorts of like how your mind works, how to control distractibility in the mind. We cover a bunch of different stuff in the guide. And all that stuff is useful. But what we're going to tunnel down into today, right, because we don't have time to do 20 hours of teaching today, there's a lot of good stuff in there, but we're going to focus on the crux of it. So let's start with a little bit of neuroscience. So I have my mind. Mind doesn't want to focus. And then there's this other part of your mind. I need to focus. And there are times where like you kind of, you know that your mind is not doing what it's supposed to. So the first thing to kind of acknowledge is that there are like different parts of you. So you know that you need to focus, but your mind is like, I don't want to. So we're going to sort of say that there's a self. This is actually a part of the mind too, but I'm going to put it in the self column for now. So the first thing to understand is that like you can direct your mind, but sometimes the mind doesn't comply. Now, from a neuroscience perspective, the ability for this to win involves essentially frontal lobes. So frontal lobes are responsible for the things like impulse control. They're also responsible for things like delayed gratification. They're also responsible for things like directing our attention. Okay, so we want to basically strengthen the frontal lobes. But what I want you all to just notice is that there are different parts of your mind that are kind of conflicting. And how do we make one win and the other lose? Because right now what's happening is this part of the mind is winning. Right now, the way that the equation is like this. Right? So let's try to understand what our options are. So I've got work to do. Option number 1. Versus, and if I try to work, I'm going to be, it's hard to focus. If I don't work, I'm going to be bored. Mind doesn't like being bored. So I still want to be productive. So even if I can't work, let me be productive with like cleaning, right? Because then the day isn't a whole loss. That's good, right? And then some of us, maybe this doesn't apply to you, but I know it certainly applies to me, will do something that's dopaminergic. So we'll do something like a video game. So which of these does our mind hate the most? Which one does it want to avoid at all costs? Absolutely right. So if we're going to rank these, what does it want to do the most? It wants to do this first, this second, this third, and this fourth. The problem is that your mind knows that you can't tolerate this. So your mind is playing a waiting game with you, where all I have to do is like, I know that this person isn't going to accept boredom. So instead, what the person is going to do is they're going to move towards productivity, right? Even if they stop me from doing the dopaminergic crap for a little while, it's just the waiting game. I know I'm going to win this. So like, here's the options. If I force this person to be bored, if I don't focus on the work, and I let the mind be distracted, they're going to become bored. And once they become bored, they can't tolerate being bored. All I have to do is distract them from the work. They're going to become bored. And then they're going to be like, oh my God, I'm wasting time. They're going to be productive for a while. They'll work for 2 to 4 hours, right? Because we've got errands and stuff. And then what are they going to do? Then it's the afternoon. Oh no, the day's a loss. Oh, I'm trying again. No luck. Okay, well, might as well just play video games and might as well just like take the day off. So your mind is playing a game of chicken with you. And its secret weapon is that it knows that boredom will control you. And the more that you use your cell phone, the more that you take a dump and browse Reddit at the same time, the more dopaminergic stuff that you do, the more intolerant to boredom you become, right? Because when I grew up, we used to still get bored. We used to do this thing, I don't know if you guys have ever done this before, called playing outside. And people may ask me, they're like, what did you play outside? We didn't play something, we just played outside. Every day after school, between like 3 and 6 o'clock, we would just go and play things. Sometimes it would involve balls and bats and basketballs, but sometimes it didn't. We personally played this game called multi-type. We made up our own game called multi-type, and we would play multi-type, and it was like relatively fun, but the rules were kind of rigged. Right? So this is the key thing. If you want your mind to focus on a particular day, there's one simple thing that you can do. Understand this, but understand that all of the mind's power over you revolves around boredom. So when my dad was in medical school, he had a rule for himself that if he didn't feel like studying, and he taught me this rule, by the way, if he didn't feel like studying, he wouldn't study. He was allowed to sleep as much as he wanted to. He was allowed to sit there and do nothing as much as he wanted to. But those were his only two options besides studying. That's it. Nothing else. This was off the table. This was off the table. He's got two choices: work, boredom, or in his case, sleep. That's it. If your mind doesn't want to work, that's okay. We don't need to work. If you can't focus, no big deal. We're just going to sit here and do nothing for the next 8 hours. And whenever you're ready to work, we can do that. But if you don't want to work, no big deal. We can take a nap. If you're feeling tired, oh, you're tired, let's go lay down. It works incredibly well. Incredibly well. I did it myself. I didn't feel like working. I wake up in the morning, make myself some breakfast. It's time to work. I don't feel like working. Okay, you can go lay down. But what am I supposed to do when I lay? You can sleep if you're tired. Like if you're tired, like obviously you need energy. Then when I'm done sleeping, I get up, I sit down at my desk, and I stare at the friggin' page. And if I don't want to stare at the page, I don't have to stare at the page. I can close it, and I'm just going to sit there. That's it. Eventually, what will happen is your mind will focus on work. As long as the mind knows that there's no alternative, because here's the thing. You can actually tolerate boredom better than your mind can. Your mind is going to be completely SOL if it's bored. It's the one that's suffering, not you. And that's where we go back to the sense of self. The self can tolerate boredom fine. Like, what is meditation? It's sitting there doing nothing with a no mind state. Like, isn't that boring? No, like, it's actually wonderful. We love that if you really sit down and do it. So if you want to learn how to focus, what you've got to do is like practice focusing. And the way that you practice focusing is you keep doing it until your mind starts listening. And if you get bored, you get bored. We're not going to come up with fake stuff to do. We're not going to come up with dopaminergic stuff to do. And you may say, but what about the stuff that I do need to run errands? So this is where it's really important. Are you deciding to be productive because you feel bored and you don't want to waste the day? Or did you set out with a schedule to do this stuff on this day? Right? There's a big difference. Is your productivity an antidote to boredom, or is it stuff that you actually need to get done? Someone earlier was asking, what about doing things like working out? So I have to like cook, I'm going to shower, I'm going to exercise. So that's fine. Like I can even run errands for an hour or two, but that's going to not be an antidote to boredom. This is really important to understand. Because the moment I make it an antidote to boredom, what I'm actually doing is giving into my mind. I'm not actually controlling it. It's controlling me. It's just tricking me with it's just sweetening the poison, right? It's just like poison without the guilt, but it's still giving into the distraction of the mind. So what should you do if your mind doesn't listen to you? You're going to sit there and you're going to be bored until it's ready to work. And when it's ready to work, we can work. And then something magical will happen. Once your mind understands that you're not screwing around, and you will literally have it sit there for 12 hours and do absolutely nothing, it'll start working. It'll start working. You will have taught it how to do what you tell it to do. You'll sit down and you'll say, we're going to read this thing. Now, there's also like a couple of other tips here about intentionality. So if you're struggling to do your work, I would sit with the self. We'll talk about this this is almost like a meditation of sorts, right? So I want you to start by noticing your mind. I don't feel like working. And then what I want you to do is sit down and prepare yourself for work and see what I don't feel really is. Is this a feeling? Or is what's happening, I'm looking at the page, but my thoughts are wandering. And then this is going to create another feeling, like frustration. I'm wasting my time, whatever. And then what's going to happen is as we're feeling frustrated and wasting our time, let me go clean. And as I go clean, what am I actually giving into? Who's in control here? My frustration. I cannot tolerate frustration. And as I can't tolerate frustration, I lose control of my life. Because think about that. Two people, one can tolerate frustration, one can't. Who's screwed in life and who's going to do well? It ain't difficult. So sit there and look at yourself. Close your eyes the next time you need to work. And look at what does I don't feel like working actually mean? And then what I want you to do as the self, let's say you have to write a paper. Can I write a single sentence? Well, I don't know which sentence to write. That's what the mind rebels with. So notice that as well. You want to notice all these thoughts as they come up. I don't know what to write.
Good morning, DD Dabs. How are you, man? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday morning. We're just hanging out doing our morning speaker.
Okay. What do you need to learn so that you can write the first sentence? How do we get to the first sentence? What's getting in the way of the first sentence? Right? Is it research? Is it just putting something out there? Is it something like what is it that's getting in the way? Now here you have to be a little bit careful, because if you're not careful, you'll end up somewhere over here, because they'll be like, oh, we need to do more research. 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 Because oftentimes I don't know what to write is actually I'm not confident. And then you're looking for some kind of research, so that you start to feel confident, and then you know what to write. Sometimes what you have to do as the self is tell it, well, too bad. I understand that you're not confident. We're going to write anyway. We're just going to write something crappy. But you're going to sit there until you start writing words on a page. And if it's wrong, we can fix it later. Because here's the thing that I want y'all to understand. As you do this process, is you sit and really pay attention to your mind, what you'll notice is that your mind is incredibly slippery. And it'll come up with whatever excuse it can to keep you from doing what it doesn't want to do. And your mind knows it's a waiting game. Because if it can stall, you'll become frustrated. You'll give up on the day. You'll be able to take a loss. You'll practice some self-forgiveness. Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay, baby. It's okay, beta. Oh, it's okay. You tried so hard today. You tried for 4 hours to write. So now that you tried so hard and you failed, now we can go play League of Legends for the next 10 hours. It'll come up with all kinds of things. Oh, we're not ready to start. We need to do more research. Just notice what you need to do in this, like a meditation technique. As you sit and you close your eyes, notice how it will twist and turn and give you as much stuff as it can. But there's always going to be one conclusion. Don't write. All roads lead to one place. Don't write. And once you see that, you'll begin to realize it's all BS. It's all BS. And then you sit down and you start writing. And if your brain is like, I'm not ready yet. Okay, then we're going to sit here until you are. We're not going to be, but we're going to waste the whole day. Let's do it. This needs to get done. No, but we can be so much more productive if we do this other stuff. That actually doesn't fix the problem. This article needs to be written. So you have to be able to, the whole point is that the mind tricks you. People will waste their entire lives because of the trickery of the mind. The mind tells you not today, not today, not now, not now. We'll do it tomorrow. Here are all the 1,000 reasons. You're not ready yet. You could fail. It may not be good enough. Not today, not today. Day goes by. I've been there. I literally saw it happen in my life year after year. It started around that age. I was 15. Straight up almost failed out of college, was on academic probation my freshman year. And still my mind was like, not today, not today. Year went by, a second year went by, a third year went by. It could play this game all day long. And why? Because it knew that it was in a game of chicken with me. And I would give in because I was not willing to waste a whole day. And in that, I almost wasted my entire life. If I'm not going to get any work done, I might as well have fun. I was not willing to waste a day. And when you're willing to waste a day, then your mind will start to listen. You're like, we're going to sit here until we do it. But what about this? That's okay. You're going to waste the day. Okay. I'll waste as many days as I need to get this done. And once your mind understands that, it's going to get into line. Does that make sense? Holding yourself hostage, you're not holding yourself hostage. Good point, Dinitz. You're holding your mind hostage. Here's the tricky thing. In your mind, there's a set of bars. There's a cell. One of y'all is on the inside, one of y'all is on the outside. The self is on the inside or the mind is on the inside. You get to decide. Right now, it's holding you hostage. Yoshio is asking a good question. Why do you consider the mind and the self two different entities? Because of experience. So if you close your eyes, you will be able to observe the actions of the mind. So do I consider myself different from my hand? Is this hand me? Well, sort of. I'm me, even if something happened to my hand, let's say there was a terrible accident and I lost my hand, that would be awful. But I wouldn't stop being me. The mind is a part of your being, but it's just a part. And as we start to peel back the layers of the self, what we end up with is there's a pure self in there that is actually not the mind at all. And once you meditate, you'll be able to realize this. Because once you experience existence without mental activity, then you'll understand what the self truly is. Is the self your consciousness, basically? Yes. That's one way to put it. Is the mind a separate conception of the brain? No. Well, a separate conception of the brain? The mind is not the brain. Right? So the brain is a physical organ. The mind is not a physical organ. So ADHD is not real? No, ADHD is definitely real. Why would you conclude that ADHD is not real from this? We're not saying the mind is false. We're just saying it's not the self. We're not saying that your brain doesn't exist. Ninja First Class is asking, if you lost your brain, are you you? That's a fantastic question. I don't know the answer. Right? So that's... I still think you will be you. So this is where I haven't had... Let me think about this. Yeah, I think you would still be you without your brain. There are absolutely severe brain injuries where people will change personalities drastically. So we're not saying that the mind is completely independent of the brain, but they are different. Right? So we know, for example, that just like in what we just explained today, we talked about the correlation, the neuroscientific correlation between some of these mental functions and directing the mind versus the self in the frontal lobes. We can even map some of those mental functions to particular parts of the brain. Now, a biological reductionist will posit that all of the mind is a manifestation of the brain. I think that that's sort of true, but also incomplete. Because I think that in the way that there's matter and energy, right? The experience of consciousness is different from physical form. So the experience of taste or pleasure may be mapped onto the brain, but there's a difference between a physical object and an experience.
Good Sunday morning, Brother Copsy. How you doing, man? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday morning.
From like what's it called? I'm not good at philosophy, but a quali. There's like some philosophical term for this. Qualia, right? So the qualia of substance and the qualia of experience, to me, feel fundamentally different. So I agree with that philosophical branch. And that too is based on kind of experience. There's like a different stuff to like, you know, touching something and like experiencing something. Anyway, great conversation. I mean, like some of the stuff gets into like the philosophy, spirituality, call it whatever you want to. At the end of the day, though, what we're talking about is how to get your mind to focus. And if you guys want a lot of different methods, there are all kinds of stuff that does help. So cleaning your room, for example, does help because of top-down and bottom-up processing in the brain. There's a bunch of different stuff. If you guys are interested in that, that's the guide that we're working on. So we were really struggling for a while to figure out, okay, what should we do next? And what I realized is what our community needs more than anything else is like, how do you do stuff? Like, how do I do stuff? It's such a simple question, but it's something that we struggle with so much. So we made Dr. K's guide to ADHD and doing stuff. It's like, how does stuff get done? Like, what are the different components, neuroscience, psychology, spirituality, that involve doing stuff? So today we sort of got a how can I say this? A slice of the process of doing stuff on a very fundamental level of like, how does the mind work? And like, why does it trick you? And like, what techniques does it use to trick you? But there's a lot of other stuff too. There is neuroscience. There's even clinical medicine, right? When it relates to ADHD. And then there's sort of like this yogic perspective on like, how do you control your attention? Why did we combine ADHD with doing stuff? Because ultimately doing stuff is about controlling your attention. So when I sit down and I try to study and I can't, what does that technically mean when I can't study? What that means is that my attention is not going where I tell it to go. I sit down and I try to study and my attention goes elsewhere. I can't stop playing video games. Let's think about that. Why can't you stop playing video games? Because my attention is constantly on them. I think about them. And the only time I feel at peace is when my attention is stuck in the video game. So it all comes down to attention. And this is where people will say weak willpower. Willpower is a piece of it, but I think willpower is actually it's an unsophisticated term. So this is something that we go into. So there's all kinds of neuroscientific calculations that are going on. That when those calculations are not proceeding properly, it looks like quote unquote weak willpower. The interesting thing is that you can actually manipulate those calculations to create more motivation, which looks like willpower. But the interesting thing is it's not that the person has increased their willpower. They've actually increased their motivation. And remember, when you're motivated, you don't need willpower. Willpower is what you use to overcome motivation. And so you may be asking, what do you mean there's some calculation? So I'll give you just a really simple thing. So I have this video on something called the action success calculation, where your brain constantly, and there are studies on this, so this is something we understand very well, constantly decides what to do, and it integrates all kinds of information. One of the key parts of that action success calculation, one of the key parts of figuring out whether to motivate you or not is actually the success likelihood of a task. So if I think I can succeed at something, I'm going to be more motivated to do it. If I don't think I can succeed, I'm going to be less motivated. Who here thinks it would be cool to own a yacht? Who here is motivated to build a yacht? Well, if you want a yacht, why don't you build one? Because I don't think I would be successful, right? There's like zero motivation for building yachts, even though we all want yachts. So that's like an extreme example. That's so extreme that it almost doesn't make sense. But basically, like, even if you look at like studies of people who will ask other people out, what you tend to find is that you're more likely to ask someone out if you think they're within your league. What does that mean? That means that the action success calculation is telling you, hey, go ahead and ask this person out because we have a decent chance of being successful. Now, how do you manipulate that calculation to create motivation? Very simple. Self-worth is a huge part of that calculation. So this is why we see this in coaching, where people will come into coaching and they'll say, I'm not motivated. And what we'll do is we'll work on their ahamkar, their ego, their sense of self. We'll work on their confidence. And then 7 weeks later, they're doing stuff. They're like, yeah, I did it. And then the coach is actually really confused. They're like, they don't say it to their client, but then they'll come into case review and they'll talk to me about it. And they'll be like, I'm really confused. I thought this person, we've been talking about this for 7 weeks. They haven't done anything for 7 weeks. And then suddenly they wake up one day and they're like doing stuff. And it all goes down to these different kinds of like neuroscientific techniques. So when someone becomes more confident in themselves, it alters their perception of the chance of success. As it alters your perception of your chance of success, in our dating example, this becomes very simple. If I have low self-worth, I think I'm in a low league. I'm in the amateur league. And once I work on my self-worth, I realize, oh, I'm confident. I'm actually like a valuable human being who can offer something in a relationship. And then suddenly I'm able to actually ask out people that I'm attracted to, instead of asking out people that I think I can end up with, who are willing to accept me. And it revolutionizes the way that you live your life. And it all comes down to neuroscience. There are literally basic science studies on schizophrenia and motivation that once you look at all of these like end psychological studies about dating and relationship perception, and then you combine them with like brain scans of people with schizophrenia, you can map out how the system works. Once you map out everything from neuroscience to psychology, you also get an understanding of like how the equation is written. And once you understand how the equation is written, then you can start to alter certain variables, and then you can almost like calculate motivation.
That was fucking dope. That was a really good one. I love it. I love the neuroscience so much.
Quickly, something that Amber said in the comments about
Yep, I was just gonna go back to that too about dementia. I think that's a great question.
Yeah. So one thing that I've been studying lately for real is the study on the fact that they have been pushing towards the legalization of magic mushrooms and other things, because it is actually has a good reverse effect on some patients with dementia. So if in the future they can use things like magic mushrooms and stuff to counteract dementia, that means you could not have to put your parents into an old folks home. That means that you could literally take certain people at a younger age who got dementia back out of an old folks home and put them in a more stable living situation. You could bring your parents back into your home if you want. You know what I mean? Like, these studies are absolutely incredible. And like I say, it's case by case study, of course, but it's incredible that if you can reverse dementia, are you kidding me? That's just like how cannabis is, curing certain diseases. Like Crohn's disease is very sustainable and curable with marijuana, and Parkinson's disease with marijuana, it helps it so much. Michael J. Fox is one of the case studies on that too. He's had it for so long now. He's had to quit acting because of his Parkinson's. And
I feel like there's so much that goes into like your sense of self, of who you are. So I do like what he was saying, like, when if somebody like, the brain thing, that's, you still who you are. You still are who you are. Yeah. I think that this is, the loss of memories, the loss of access to those memories. I think that's a very good way to put it. I feel like maybe you are still who you are, but it's different. You know what I mean?
People don't understand I'm sorry, going back to dementia. People don't understand the effects of dementia until you walk into a room and your own parents and grandparents don't recognize you. And that's the harsh effect of that, is that if you could use something, whether it's mushrooms or whatever you're using, to reverse dementia, I think we should look forward to that. I think we should keep studying that and pushing forward in the studies, because just like everyone says, yeah, they start getting dementia and their memories go. And if they could hold on to those memories, man, they could continue to be pillars in your family and the heads of your family, instead of being these old people who are in old folks home with dementia who don't even know who they are or where they are or which family member visited them yesterday, right?
So I highly recommend anybody who is curious about dementia and stuff like that to look into the caretakers everywhere at the end of time. I'm gonna share the link of this video, but kind of go into. I want to show a little bit of it, but
Yeah, you're good.
Here we go. It's a amazing album about that. There's a deep dive. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But here we go.
Oh, that's good. You're good.
Oh, I'm a dumbass. Hold on.
A few months ago, I was scrolling through YouTube Recommended, looking for a juicy piece of content to sink my choppers into, and I saw a thumbnail that gave me a guttural reaction. Something about this image unsettled me, but I didn't know why. It caught my attention. Thus, after one looks at the thumbnail, I looked at the title, and the video was titled "The Caretaker Everywhere at the End of Time, Stages 1 through 6 Complete," which got me questioning, is this like an album or something to that extent? But just as I thought, I stumbled across my next gym album. I glanced at the time code. 6.5 hours. This project is over 6 fucking hours long. And I thought Drake's Scorpion was too long, didn't? Funny. After seeing this, I quickly realized this wasn't going to be something I was going to listen to in my next workout. Or any workout in the following days, for that matter. Coronavirus. I knew that I had to save it for a special occasion. And that special occasion came. A small boost in curiosity for this came with watching the video. Can you name one object in this photo which you may have seen before, or at least saw the thumbnail of? For those whose knowledge goes as far as the thumbnail, I'll break it down for you. The video is dissecting a semi-viral Twitter/Reddit image of a bunch of things, but your brain wouldn't let you name anything you were looking at. People claim it's what your brain sees when it's having a stroke, having the whole world around you be similar enough to know that you're still alive, but distant enough to know something is very wrong. But that was all debunked when the guy claiming to be the original artist said he just plugged into a website called Art Breeder. So if you want to give people strokes, go on artbreeder.com, not sponsored. But it reignited my curiosity when, after watching further into the video would draw parallels to the image to the artwork of one Ivan Seal. There's the fucking album cover again. He went on to explain how the art of the Caretakers albums are a great representation of the music he makes, which I will indeed go into more detail as the video progresses. This gave me a surface level interest that would remain on my mind for the next few months. I was too intimidated by the length of the project to actually engage. So once again, this mystery album would fall to the wayside. Recently, I've been having people in my life dealing with mental health issues, and I've been feeling pretty down, questioning things, being in a more worried and empathetic state, because the world's not too great right now. And like clockwork, the video magically appears in my recommended once again. This time my curiosity got the better of me, and I clicked on it. Before I hit play, I wanted to read the description and see what I was in for, and holy fuck was I in for it. Everywhere at the End of Time is an artistic depiction of dementia. The stages of the record coincide with the 7 stages an individual goes through while suffering with dementia. The description of the record on the VVM Test YouTube channel does a great job of breaking down each part and giving time codes and titles for the 6+ hour behemoth of an album I was going to listen to. Upon first glance, you were probably much like myself put off at the thought of this being a 6-hour+ record. But after listening to it, it's less like a 1 6-hour+ record and more like 6 1-hour+ records, give or take. But don't get me wrong, these are meant to be listened to all together in just one sitting. But I tell myself to break stuff up so my dumb brain can make me think I do progress. So in the throes of woe and at full mercy to this piece of music, I clicked play, and this fucking thing shook me to my very core. But before I dive into who is being played, I'm going to give a backstory on who made it.
Yeah, check it out. It's crazy, crazy interesting. I made it like an hour and 45 minutes in before I felt like I was losing my mind, man.
That's awesome. Some of those stuffs are really interesting because there's a lot of things we don't know about that. So to learn, like, I mean, if you're not learning, man, I don't know, learning something new almost every day, every few days, or studying up on something. Like, I study marijuana. I look up things on marijuana, and everyone's like, what do you mean? You smoke weed? Oh, shit.
Morning,
He's
Good morning,
awake.
everyone.
He's awake. Is it coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Oh, okay.
First one of the day.
Nice.
Cheers, bro. Good morning. How are you this morning?
Cheers.
Cheers, cheers. Not too bad, not too bad. Already did my running around for the morning.
Dang, you are fucking like productive this morning.
That's right. Maybe.
It's
Go
so
and let you
funny
say good
because
morning to everybody, bro.
I'm like, it's still dark out and you're getting shit done.
All right, let's get back up here. Alrighty. What up, Nikki? What up, Scum Punks? Ayla. Hope you guys have had a great ass Sunday so far. Cody Koff. What up, man? Hope you had a great ass day so far. Johnny 5. What up, man? What up, Mindy? Deb Rose. Amber. Hope you guys have had a great ass day so far. What up, Dee Dee? Salad Sundays. What up, Smoker? Hope you're having a great ass morning so far, man. What up, Lil Pecker? Hope you've had a good day, man. What up, Ma? Hope your Sunday's off to a great ass start so far. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, CJ. Hope you've had a great day so far as well. Hope you guys are enjoying the morning show so far. It's always a great way to start the day.
It's been a dope ass morning, bro. What do you got planned for your day?
Your shenanigans and work on the truck some, and I don't know, about it.
Nice.
That sounds like a pretty decent morning. Been
Yeah.
a pretty good morning so far here. We've just been hanging out and did a great morning speaker. Been watching the sunrise and getting high. And
Miss Vicky, I'd seen you like when she was about to say how many days are left. You're like, no, don't.
oh, I was going 65.
I
But I
know.
fucked it up.
I know. I was like, is he saying no, don't tell us, or is he saying 65? He's saying 65. I'm like, oh man, just
I
stop.
can't. Well, when she said 300 days in our 300th day in the year, I was like, oh snap! That means there's 65 days left,
Yeah,
Fuck.
right?
we gotta skip that part now. Just sorry, we're gonna go right into
right?
that.
No,
Past that
shit.
part of Miss. Yeah,
We don't need to do that part.
yeah.
Yeah, your shenanigans this morning here, just a little over an hour away. 9:13 Mountain Standard Time. So make sure you're tuning in for that. That's always a fucking awesome time.
Oh hell yeah.
I had a blast last night, dude. I was so baked.
Oh yeah.
Man, I was baked like a cake.
See, that's why I only do one round of the dice, and I was lucky. I got like what, 4 or 5. That was enough.
I thought it was funny last night when I was like, let's do double dice. He's like, what? No, that dice
No.
hates me.
No, I'm not getting a 12.
Or the other night when he said something about dice after that last Saturday night we did it or whatever, I was like, no. He's like, that's the fastest Man-Bear's ever responded to anything. No.
No.
No. I heard dice and I was like, no. This ain't freaking blackjack. This ain't freaking no, not dice, not casino time. No.
Not doing it.
I had a blast last night. He kicked our ass at fucking Spot the Difference. That motherfuckers are cheating. Fucking.
That was bullshit, man. We're not doing that game again. That one's going in the back, man. Fuck that game.
That was good as fuck.
Yeah.
He's like, just cross your eyes. I'm like, bro, I can't just cross my eyes. Like,
I'm like, you know what I wanted to say to him? Hey, just do a backflip. Just do
just do it right now. Just do it.
No standing up, nothing. Just from while you're sitting, do a backflip.
Yeah.
Just
go on American Idol. Just
do it.
Just get first place on the next American Idol. No problem. Yeah. What?
Oh yeah, because Mom had the World Series on the big screen last night. Which the fucking Yankees lost.
I know, but it was a good game. I mean, it was only 4-2 at the end, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. I didn't catch the score.
The score was pretty low. That's what I mean. I mean, when you got a World Series game and it's like 8-1 or 7-1, when the score gets out of hand, you're like, oh man, it's a World Series. It's a blowout in a World Series, right?
I could be wrong, but I think this is the 15th World Series between the Dodgers and the Yankees.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty sick that they're actually, I think that's sweet. east to the west side.
Yeah, absolutely. Two of the biggest cities in the country, East Coast, West Coast,
Yeah.
LA versus New York. I think that's cool as shit.
Did you see Ice Cube's intro to the World Series?
No.
He walked out like how the pitchers walk out from the bullpen with the mic and just started saying, "So we gonna win game 2?" And then he just went into freaking his new song and then "Have a Good Day."
Do the roll.
I like Ice Cube. My opinion shifted on him when he's with the Are We There Yet movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's just
He had to. Okay, so think about this. What was one of Vin Diesel's first movies, and what was it? Who did he copy? This is a good question.
I'm not sure, but
okay, The Pacifier.
Yeah, I was gonna say The Pacifier. Right? That wasn't one of his first movies.
Okay, but what did he copy?
No, he had a lot before Pacifier.
So how old are you guys? What movie did he copy? It's called Mr. Mom. Mr. Mom, and Hulk Hogan was the main character. That's what that was a copy of. Movie. Mr. Mom. That's what The Pacifier was a copy of. Check it out. It's Hulk Hogan taking care of kids. Vin Diesel taking care of kids. It's the same damn thing, man.
Yeah, that's I love the Pacifier movie. That's a fucking awesome. That's one of my favorite Vin Diesel movies.
The guy from Everybody Loves Raymond, the brother, he's the best part of that, man. He's just how he gets taken down by him. I'm sorry. That's just like, it reminds me of Undercover Brother. When they're wrestling, if you've seen Undercover Brother, he's like, you don't want any baby oil? He's like, no, I'm fine. He's like, are you sure you don't want just a little bit? He's like, no, I'm good. Like, it's fucking the funniest scene, man. Yeah. He's like, not just a little, like, he's like, I'm covered. He's like, you don't just want a little? It's Will Ferrell, man, or whatever, I'm pretty sure. So that's what makes it even funnier, man. He's like, come on, let's go. And he's like, no.
Oh, let's do a smoke song, and then we'll figure it out from there. Cheers, everybody.
Sounds like play it.
Yeah.
Sunrise gleams on the calm, clear sea. Winds roll soft, setting our spirits free. The Cove awakens as the morning breaks. Cannabis sparks with every breath we take. Palms sway wide, shadows drift and fall. Peace flows through us, connecting us all. In this moment, the world feels kind. We leave our worries far behind. Drift with the breeze, let the rhythm sway. Breathe in deep, it's a perfect day. Smile with the sun and let joy flow. Right here in the Cove, we let life grow. Sunny days where the crew feels right. Cannabis haze drifts into the night. Peace fills the air, stress unwinds. In the Cove, we leave the world behind. Sunny days where the joy runs deep. We smoke, we laugh, and good vibes we keep. Both packed tight, our moments near. Together now, we're all right here. Midday glow with a gentle breeze. Laughter rolls like waves on the seas. Man-Bear stories, Europe's wise tone. With every talk we feel at home. Beanz drops beats, keeps the vibe alive. Cough sees coughing, tears fill his eyes. The Cove's a haven where joy remains. Flowing like sunshine through our veins. Lift your soul, let the music play. Take a breath, let it drift away. Feel the love in the ocean's flow. Right here in the Cove, it's all we know. Sunny days where the crew feels right. Cannabis haze drifts into the night. Peace fills the air, stress unwinds. In the Cove, we leave the world behind. Sunny days where the joy runs deep. We smoke, we laugh, and good vibes we keep. Both packed tight, our moments near. Together now, we're all right here. Bask in the sun, feel the warmth run deep. These moments are ours to hold and keep.
was more walking than sun, but it was alright.
It's all right.
Oh man, yeah, I'm excited for the Europe Nanigans. I always love Europe Nanigans, especially now that I can like actually pop up and hang out and just chill with like. That's my Chillin Sunday. I mean, I love Chillin Sunday Morning, but that's the show that I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't have to do, I don't have to produce anything, nothing like that. Your friends at all.
I'm just here to get stoned and laugh at you motherfuckers.
Yep.
I mean, laugh with you motherfuckers. Yeah, sorry, I misspoke. Well, of course, with.
Nah, I'm laughing at.
Yeah, fuck you. Oh, sorry, it's the morning time.
Hey.
Sorry. I love you, brother. Sorry.
And we're not within 48 hours.
I know. I'm sorry. It slipped out, man.
That's a Man-Bear Clouds for Copsy.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta do some clouds. Is that what that's about?
Yep.
All right.
Big clouds.
I might just have brought the big boy out. That's what she said too.
Need such a big cloud we don't see you behind it.
No, it won't work with the nose. I don't have that big of a nose.
Good morning, Justin. Good morning, brother Scroy. How are you guys this morning? That's good.
I still saw you.
It only counts as one.
It is 60 degrees outside. I got you by 1 degree. Ha! 1 degree. I'm just kidding. Everything's not a competition, but it is.
It is 56 by me.
That's love on Sunday. Absolutely not. Oh, sure. Typo my. No, I'm just kidding, Glenn. Like, oh, did I hit? I mean, much love. I'm just kidding. It's sitting in the sun. There's no way it's actually 60 degrees out. It's fucking chilly out.
Yeah. Now I remember why I don't hit the big bong in the. Oh, fuck.
37.
Oh, you're good, Lynn. No worries, hon. I'm gonna grab more coffee. I'll be right back.
I don't even know what it's supposed to be today. I heard it's supposed to be somewhat nice. 60s. It'll be alright.
Oh, man.
What you got planned for the day, Man-Bear?
Laundry, maybe some cookies. We got some chocolate chips left. She didn't put the chocolate chips in the banana bread. So I asked. I said, "How come you didn't put chocolate chips in the banana bread?" She's like, "Then there wouldn't have been enough for cookies." I was like, you sacrificed. I was like, "Okay, yeah, that's cool. All right." So we making cookies soon. She's like, "Oh yeah, Sunday is such a good day to make cookies."
I'd rather have chocolate chip cookies than chocolate chip banana bread.
Any day.
I don't know. I like both.
Well, I'd rather have the banana bread regular if I had to choose between chocolate chips and one.
Yeah, it was good too. That was our first 2 loaves of banana bread ever made. Someone gave us some bananas that were just too far gone, so fuck it.
Yep, perfect time for it.
Pretty easy, actually. I'm starting to get into the baking a little bit because she doesn't like the oven. I'm not trying to be weird. I usually put things in the oven and stuff for her, but she makes all the mixes and the batters and all that. She does so good too. I can't do that part of it. She's the mixer. Yeah, the mixer. DJ Kitchen.
DJ Kitchen. Well, you guys want to smoke one more and call it a show? We hang out for a bit for the shenanigans, get some few things done.
Yeah.
Crystal.
Yeah.
All right, Copsy, go ahead and hand it over to you.
Well, hope you guys have had an amazing morning so far. Hope you guys enjoyed the morning show so far. Hope it continues to be a great day all the way up until the end, and look forward to seeing all of you guys here in a little bit at the Europe Nanigans and then at the afternoon show later on today. What's up, everybody? I'll go ahead and throw it on over.
What is going on? Awesome, Miss Vicky's. Even though there's 65 days left in the year, I can't believe it, folks. It's unbelievable. It's not okay. Well, it is, but whatever. Y'all stay lifted, stay blessed. Do something nice for a stranger. Do something nice for a stranger. Do something nice for a stranger. And don't forget to do something nice for a stranger. And we will catch you at your Nanigans, the afternoon show, and everything else that we have for you fine kind of fam today. Much love.
I forgot what I'm supposed to do.
Cough.
Yo, that was good.
All right.
Much love, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hanging on this amazing Chillin Sunday Morning edition of the Cove TV Morning Show. I always love Sunday mornings. Pretty good sunrises. Great morning speaker. 65 days left in the year, so dang. I don't know what that means, but that's not good. Hope you guys all have an amazing morning. Hope to see everybody on the Shenanigans here in about an hour-ish out. 9:13 Mountain Standard Time. So that'll be 10:13 here in the Central Land and 11:13 over in Coffee Land, 8:15 over in Man-Bear Land, which that's anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Much love, you guys. And for those I don't see, maybe your Shenanigans, I'll see you on the afternoon show, the Chillin in the Cove. There won't be any duck racing. I haven't had time to put any of that together, but we'll do something fun. We always try to, at least.
We got you.
Mashups were not very good, but maybe we won't do mashups because of that reason. Love all you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful morning, and we'll catch you guys later. And it's spooky, spooky, spooky season.
Every year it's the same routine. The pumpkins light up and the town turns green. Witches in the windows, bats in the air. Spooky, spooky, spooky everywhere. Ghosts popping out from behind every door. Skeletons grooving on the kitchen floor. Even candy's got a look that's mean. Spooky, spooky, spooky like a crazy dream. It's all around, creeping in the night. Shadows in the corners giving you a fight. But don't be scared, don't you lose your cool. Just play along, let's break all the rules. Spooky, 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 all in fun. Costumes and chills the morning sun. Even your dog's got a ghostly grin. Everybody spooked out, let the party begin. Spooky, spooky, spooky day and night. Can't run from the shadows or the monsters bite. But hey, it's cool, it's just Halloween. Spooky, 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 know what I mean. Meet mummies in the mall, ghouls in the park. Zombies getting ready for a stroll in the dark. Everything's a little crazy, a little bizarre. Even vampires hanging out at the local bar. Got my coffee this morning, gave me quite a scream. With the vampire's face in the whipped cream. Spooky's got style, got flair, got bite. Spooky, spooky, spooky under the moonlight. Everywhere you go, yeah, it's all the rage. Spooky vibes taking center stage. But don't you worry, no need to fear. It's just October, the best time of year. Spooky, 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 all in fun. Costumes and chills till the morning sun. Even your dog's got a ghostly grin. Everybody spooked out, let the party begin. Spooky, spooky, spooky day and night. Can't run from the shadows or the monsters bite. But hey, it's cool, it's just Halloween. Spooky, 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 know what I mean? Oh yeah, it's everywhere. Ooh, get in the groove. Come on, make a move. Spooky, 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 all in fun. Costumes and chills till the morning sun. Even your dog's got a ghostly grin. Everybody spooked out, let the party begin. Spooky, spooky, spooky day and night. Can't run from the shadows or the monsters bite. But hey, it's cool, it's just Halloween. Spooky, 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 let's make some noise. All the ghouls and goblins, come on girls and boys. Spooky, 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 one more time. Spooky, 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 come on, make a move.
Much love, everybody.
Spooky, 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 let's make some noise. All the ghouls and goblins, come on, girls and boys. Spooky, 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 one more time. Spooky, 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 cause it's Halloween time.
Looks great. Everything lagged out. Much love, everybody.
Love y'all.
Bye, everybody. See you later.
That's